Hey guys, it's Scoutmaster Mike here. I wanted to talk to you about something that I think is a really important piece of gear. We know that scouts carry neckerchiefs when we're in uniform, and if you look back in time, you'll find those neckerchiefs were once much larger than they are now. Right now they're really more decorative than anything, and they don't have a lot of uses. But a long time ago, they were much bigger and much longer, and they could actually be used for making splints and bandaging and things like that. And something I've come to appreciate, and you'll see some of our folks in the military use, we sometimes refer to it as a desert scarf or a chamois, and I'm going to show you a couple examples of those, and they have a lot of uses. And I'll tell you, I really came to appreciate them one day. I was hiking on the Taconic Crest Trail, and there was no cover at all. I forgot that I was on the crest of a hill, and that it was springtime, and it turned out to be a really hot day, and there was just no cover at all. And I ended up using this chamois to keep the sun off myself, which is the way it's traditionally used in the Middle East. And whenever you go to an area of the world and you see how people dress there to deal with their climate, you should do the same. For example, if you go to the Arctic and you see people wearing animal skins or anoraks made out of that, you should wear the same thing because they know what they're doing. And people who live in the Middle East know about the sun and how to deal with it. So there's a couple different ideas about the idea of sort of a cloth that we might carry. This is a handkerchief, and I carry one of these each day. It's kind of an old-fashioned idea, but I do. I use them a lot. One, I blow my nose on them, but I also use them if I don't have a napkin. I can also use it if I'm bleeding. It's surprising how often I reach into my pocket for the handkerchief, but too small to do anything really outdoors with. And then this is the traditional handkerchief, bandana style thing, and we're starting to move into an area where we can do some handy things with this. I can put this on the ground and capture tinder. I could strain water with this. Might be able to use it as a bandage, probably not really a splint, but we're starting to get the idea. There might be a couple things we could do with this. Then we move into these chamois, and these vary a lot in quality. This is a relatively inexpensive one. This is 100% cotton, and it's made in India. And you can see the size. Everything's different now. This is valuable. I can use it, like I was saying, as really more of like a protection from the sun. I'll lose the hat. Protection from the sun. You can make a scarf out of it. There's a lot of different configurations that you could do with this. But it's also could be used as a splint. It could be used again, ground cover. It can be used for gathering tinder, carrying things through the woods. So lots of value here. So this is one of the chamois I've had for the longest. Like I said, this is cotton, made in China, probably about $6 or $7. You can buy these in military stores like Army surplus stores and things like that, or online. But recently I've gotten some really good quality ones that I'm really impressed with. And the best ones, in my opinion, come from the Middle East. This is from Palestine. And you can see, I don't know if you can see on the cheap video that we're using, but this is a much higher quality piece of cloth than the one I was just showing you. Really well made, feels very strong. And again, you can just tell by the size, you can start to think, and I know you guys are pretty resourceful, you can start to think of all the things you could do with that. And here's another one again. This is also a pretty high quality one. I believe this one's also from Palestine, and really well made. And these ones are a little bit more expensive. I think these are like $20 or something like that, but I got a feeling that these will probably be with me for a very long time. A lot of value here. I never go into the woods without one, and I'm taking the time to make this video to tell you that because I really believe that everybody should carry something similar to this. You can get them in more traditional. They actually make a bandana the size of a chamois. You can find them online if you don't like the color patterns and things like that, but there's a reason people in the Middle East wear them. There's a reason our soldiers use them. So desert scarf, also called a chamois. It also has other names, but a great piece of kit right here. Take care.